Time now for our opening drive, brought to you by Chevy.
I think you get what you emphasize. That's what I've learned in this industry, and ball security takeaway, something we emphasize. We'll continue to emphasize it. That shows up. Completion percentage is something that we're going to emphasize. And so, what did they get when they came into the offensive meeting today? They got the chart of what was our completion percentage yesterday, who had drops, what did our scramble drill look like when those naturally occurred. We're being very critical on where we're putting that football with them, and that's something that we grade every day.
Our first down is the next step for 𝗂𝗏 𝗟𝗡. That was Ben Johnson on Thursday. After the first week of OTAs, what is the first step in improvement for 𝗂𝗏 𝗟𝗡? Last year, Gabe, he put a 70% threshold on completion percentage. He completed 58. This year, we haven't heard a number yet, but how would you define improvement, and what is the priority for 𝗂𝗏 𝗟𝗡?
It's interesting when you're looking at the stat line, you see 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 3,700 yards, yet we're still talking about what improvement looks like for 𝗂𝗏 𝗟𝗡. But I think the numbers are simple. You want the completion percentage to go a little bit higher because that means there's better decision-making by 𝗂𝗏 𝗟𝗡. But I think where we really want the growth of 𝗂𝗏 𝗟𝗡 to happen is not necessarily in a metric, it's simply in maturity. I think when you hear the word mature or maturity, you think there's some lack thereof, or maybe there's some negative connotation associated with it. But we've all been 24 years, well, maybe the majority of us have been 24 years old at some point. He doesn't turn 25 till November of this year. And you think to yourself, at 24, yeah, you were a little, you were a firecracker. You believed in yourself to the utmost of all your abilities. But you needed to put it together at some point. He hasn't even reached his quarter-life crisis yet, David, and we know that's a real thing. And hopefully that crisis isn't one where he's not getting his completion percentage
I also
up.
think that these OTAs, you hear about that next level and everything, the attention to detail, that is much better this time around than it has been, than it was in year one. That's going to improve the percentage just by putting the ball in exactly the right spot, being able to get the ball to somebody where it's a runner's ball. And some things that were maybe little things last year won't be lacking or missing this season. I also think this. I was surprised last year, and I said it often, that Ben Johnson put a number, 70%, to meet, because I think when you do that and you fall short of that, it defines things as maybe falling short or a failure. And there was nothing about 𝗂𝗏 𝗟𝗡's year two that was a failure. So I think the number you want to focus on, if you want to make it a statistical thing, 12 victories. Because he was 11-6, and then they went to the playoffs, they beat the Packers, and you know what? Next year, win 12 games, go from there.
Unbelievable.
All right, let's move on to second down. Grady Jarrett, yeah, he hears you out there, everyone on Twitter and on the internet, and this is what he had to say about the criticism he's heard.
Yeah, we all got cell phones and internet, so so we hear it, man. But it come with the job, it come with the job. And at the end of the day, so but we gotta really take it personal and get back to work, And even if sometimes your best ain't good enough, so you gotta find out, where can I be better at? Where can I, So it all go together. But all we can do as a unit is look in the mirror and challenge ourselves every day to go be better and do what we need to do to have better output. I know that I owe Chicago a better year, and I'm excited to go do that.
Gabe, Grady Jarrett knows what he didn't accomplish. You heard him. I owe Chicago. You'd love to hear that. At the same time, 33 years old, entering year 12, where's your confidence level that he can pay off the debt?
I know it's difficult because when you're thinking about what the Bears actually need up front with that defensive line, it is a bit more run stuffing. It is a bit more presence, right? Someone opposite of Montez Sweat that you're calling their name throughout the course of the game. I think where he lacked last season, obviously in comparison to his career at Atlanta, was run stuffing. The numbers there were lower than they'd been in several seasons. So you need him to make an impact there. He's not going to get you a lot of sacks. It's not something that Grady Jarrett does. He averages about 2 per season. So he's not going to get there, but pressures, he can make an impact there. The ones that don't show up on the stat sheet. And then, as I mentioned, the run stuffing. If the Bears aren't going to be able to get to the quarterback when offenses are tasked with running the ball up the middle, that's where Grady Jarrett needs to earn his paycheck.
This is what I think is important to remember as well. And I like the fact that he didn't use this as an excuse. It's just the reality. He had a procedure done on his knee during last season, and when you're a 32-year-old defensive tackle in the trenches every week, and he still played in 14 games, I think that was somewhat remarkable given the fact that he didn't want to sit out. He wanted to come back. He felt the contract pressure, and I think that you have to take that into consideration. That said, it shows you and underscores just how much of a veteran he is and how many miles are on those tires. But you look at the defensive line, Gabe. He's questioned. Gervon Dexter's entering a contract year. There's not a lot of confidence there. They signed a committee of defensive tackles to compete and to give them depth. Is this the most disrespected unit on the Bears?
There has to be a unit that gets disrespected when you have 11 victories. You have to point at somewhere, which is the weak link. Unfortunately, it's the defensive line of the Chicago Bears. But Grady Jarrett said it best. Not only does he owe the city of Chicago a better season, I think the entire defensive line does.
Yeah, and I think it starts up front, but it also extends to the edges. I think you got Montez Sweat, a guy that is constantly maybe overlooked or disrespected. People expect more. And Austin Booker, a young guy on the rise. So the defensive line with a lot to prove. All right, let's move on to third down. Running backs sure proved a lot last year. DeAndre Swift was talking about that Thursday at Haugh Hall.
There's no drop-off at all. He's able to do everything. I'm able to do everything. And it's tough. It's on defenses when I make something happen. His number gets called. He makes something happen. Like, what you going to do? You know what I mean? Especially with the O-line we have and how them guys are coached and the way Ben's system is. Like, it's a lot for a defense to account for 4 quarters.
Gabe, you've got to love the fact that the Bears tandem is up against some of the best and comparable to these tandems in the NFL. You look at the Rams, the Falcons with Brian Robinson Jr. and Bijan Robinson. They're explosive. Then right there, Swift and Monangai, the little guy, no slouch. And the Lions, now moving on from David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs and 𝗂𝗍 Pacheco. These are dynamic duos, and I think the Bears have to feel like they have 1-2 punch that they can compete against anybody.
It's interesting when you're looking at those duos across the NFL because you wouldn't necessarily think that the Bears tandem would be, obviously spoken about in the same sentence as those guys. But then you look at the productivity and you realize they're right there. I didn't see Derrick Henry and Justice Hill up there. Anybody would, it could be me and Derrick Henry. I think you could have being a good duo there. But you love what the two of them were able to do last season. DeAndre Swift obviously needed to prove something last year, wanted to have a bounce-back year. And then Kyle Monangai, the 7th-round rookie, the two of them had a chip on the shoulder. So the fact that they were able to be as effective as they were, look at that, almost 2,000 yards between the two of them. Again, an offensive team led by Ben Johnson, you would assume it'd be pass-heavy, it'd be Caleb Williams. But this is what you're leaning on right here is this running back.
Your point's well taken, though, because if you get a guy in the Derrick Henry ilk, the way that teams used to build the running games around one central back, I think that you would look for production that's very similar to what you got from two guys. That's the way the NFL has evolved because of injuries, because of, let's face it, the position is not paid that way. So you can afford to have two running backs because it's not considered a premium position, which sounds outrageous when you consider how important it is in the Ben Johnson offense. What you like about these guys, too, is that I didn't know that DeAndre Swift was this unselfish. And I frankly didn't know that Kyle Monangai could be this valuable.
And I think the fact that we saw it so early in this season has been important. I'm curious if you can duplicate it. Right, it's one thing to have a chip on your shoulder and come out and perform at a high level. To do it 2 seasons in a row when people are looking for you, that's going to be the difficult thing for Kyle Monangai. DeAndre Swift, he's been a Pro Bowl running back. We know what he's capable of. We know he can catch the passes out of the backfield. It's Kyle Monangai. Can you duplicate that and really create some success for this team?
Speaking of tandems, let's look at our 4th down. Up in Minnesota, this duo might not be that dynamic.
It's been great. Obviously, I know he's a younger guy, so any way I can help him, obviously, I feel like, I've played 7 years now, going on 8, so I'm considered a veteran, even though I don't see myself as that. Give him any knowledge that he needs. Again, we're both competitors, and I know, we both want what's best for the team.
Has he been receptive to hearing criticism?
Of course. Yeah, he's overly accepting, and he's always communicating, asking questions, stuff like that, so it's been good.
It's just like 2 guys in a classroom. He sits on one side, I sit on the other side, and it's the coach's responsibility to teach us and coach us. So,
is there any awkwardness between you two?
Awkwardness, it's just like the same feeling, when you're in high school and there's another person on the other side of the room. That's just kind of how it is. So I wouldn't say there's any awkwardness.
All right, Gabe, you are really good at reading human behavior. Interpret that.
I was watching it closely. Listen, I'll give you guys a very simple nonverbal exercise. Your head should match your statement. If someone says to you, do you like David Haugh? I should say yes with my head and my words. I think when someone says, do you like David Haugh? You're like, oh, my God, I love that guy. He's an absolute amazing individual. Pay attention to that. That's what you saw with J.J. McCarthy right there. Listen, Kyler Murray is the consummate professional. He's been in the league 7 years, as he mentioned, and exactly the way he answered that question is how you should. You saw Grady Jarrett doing it, too. Hey, I got to do that. You have to play the game. J.J. McCarthy was looking like a sourpuss answering those questions right there. But aren't you a little
surprised what you just said? Kyler Murray is the consummate professional. 5 years ago, we're talking about him needing a clause in his contract so he wouldn't watch video games.
That's true.
And he wouldn't play video games instead of watching the playbook and reading up on the game plan. It is a remarkable situation and transformation for him, but he's also playing for his NFL life and career. I think he's also the more dangerous option for the Viking offense. You look at their numbers, and that does show you the experience Kyler Murray brings to Minnesota that, frankly, if you're a Bears fan and if you're Dennis Allen, you fear that more than you fear the unknown of J.J. McCarthy. I give a lot of respect to J.J. McCarthy because of what he accomplished in college. I like the kid. He's a local guy made good. But I also think that he's shaky as a starting quarterback. And if you're the Vikings, you're headed in that direction.
Yeah, I think when you're looking at Kyler Murray, obviously he loves to throw it to his tight end. You get a T.J. Hawkinson, and then let's not forget, you get like a Luther Burden like Justin Jefferson that he gets to throw to as well.